Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to share a little bit about some of the phrases that you can use to set boundaries. This is an area that's really tough for people when you're not used to hearing people set boundaries in an assertive way, and in a respectful way, in a kind way. It's hard to know what that's supposed to sound like and how you can rephrase your requests or your limits in ways that are kind, but also clear and respectful of other people. So I'm just going to give you a few examples, and all of these come from Chapter 5 of the Better Boundaries workbook, so you can find more info there. But these are a few of my favorites, ones that I think can be helpful. So one is the I have a policy. And this is a statement that you want to use when it's sort of across the board. You want to say, this isn't something that I do. Now, of course, you want to make sure that this is actually accurate. You shouldn't just randomly be making up personal policies for everything you don't want to do. But here's a couple of examples. You might say, if somebody invited you out on a weeknight, and you might say, I have a personal policy, or just I have a policy of not going out on weeknights. Or maybe it's I have a policy of I don't drink alcohol on weeknights. Um, I have a personal policy, I don't loan my car to anybody. So these are things that when you say them, they help people understand that it's not personal, the limit that you're setting. It's just something that you don't do. Sort of, that's as simple as it is. There isn't and here's why I have this policy. Or I'm not going to lend my car to you because the last time you didn't fill it up with gas. So it can avoid some of that back and forth, the defensiveness and the arguing over what the rationale is for the limit that you're setting. The next one is another favorite of mine, which is it would mean a lot to me. And again, this is something that you want to say when it truly would mean a lot. But by adding that extra phrase to the request or the limit, you're letting the person know that this really matters, and potentially also that the relationship really matters, so that they can really consider what you're asking of them, that you're conveying to them that this isn't just a casual request or something that, oh, if it's convenient or if you can do it, that'd be great. But I'm saying it would mean a lot to me if you would refrain from smoking at my house, or it would mean a lot to me if you could not make any comments about my appearance. So again, you could make the same request without the statement of it would mean a lot to me. And I think it's true you don't want to overuse things and just say that's everything that would mean a lot to you, every limit that you're setting, because that's going to start to be inauthentic. But use that for the things that really do matter a lot to you, so that you're conveying their importance to other people. Let me think about it. It's simple, but I think it's one that we underuse because we're so used to feeling like we need to give answers on the spot. That's sort of the fast-paced culture with text messaging and so forth, that we feel like, oh, I need to reply right away. This person's texted me and I need to give an answer. But in almost all circumstances, it's okay to take a little bit of time to think about something. And it sort of slows it down so that you really can give it some careful consideration. The thing here that's important is you want to make sure that if you're telling somebody you're going to think about something, you're going to get back to them at another particular time, that you really do that. You don't want to just leave somebody hanging, because that's not a kind and respectful thing to do. So if you're going to get back to somebody, the best case scenario is to tell them when you're going to get back to them, but definitely circle back and say, here's my answer. A couple of others that are ways to say no or decline an invitation that I particularly like. And again, you're going to need to find the language that works for you, but hopefully this just gives you some ideas and maybe stirs up some creative juices for you, and you can figure out some of the language that you like. But I like that doesn't work for me. That's one of my favorites because I think it actually works in so many situations. And again, I'm not getting into the explanation of why, which is often not necessary. I don't need to justify the boundary. I'm just saying that doesn't work for me. It's simple, it's straightforward, but it also just lets the person know that that's not something you're going to do. Or that's not my strong suit. That's another one that I like because I'm saying, you know what, that's not something I'm really good at. It's not just as simple as, I don't want to do that, I don't have time, which again are perfectly reasonable reasons to set limits or to decline requests. But but if it's something that I don't feel like I'm very good at, to me that feels like an important reason to say no to something. And then the last one that I like is to actually offer an alternative. So when you're saying, no, that doesn't work for me, or no, I can't do that, you might say, but I could do this, or how about we meet at another time, or I am really good at this, so maybe I could do this part of the project. Again, you don't need to do this in all situations, but if it is something where there is an alternative task or a piece of a project or a skill set that you could lend a hand with, um, not everybody knows what it is that you're good at or what you like to do. So just making that more clear can also help other people sort of direct the right requests in your direction. So like I said, I hope those are some helpful tips for you. If you've got some phrases that you particularly find helpful, feel free to put those in the comments and share them with other people. Okay, thanks so much. Take care.